Hey guys, welcome back to Average Home Theater. I am Nelson, and today I have a couple of 4K Steelbook reviews for you. They're both classic horror movies, and number one I'm going to review is 1984, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Pretty good looking Steelbook. It's not shiny. It has a VHS type cover to it. So I really like it. I know there was a lot of controversy and things like that about what the artwork might be before it came out, and there were people who were upset because of the original concept that they had posted, and this ended up being what it was. And I don't mind it too much. I think it looks pretty neat. You know, I like when they do these retro Steelbook or these retro covers. I think it just, especially for a movie from 1984, that's what, 41 years ago. So, but in watching the movie, it looks really, really great. You can still see grain, of course. You can tell the movie's 41 years old, but it looks, I guess the word I can use, or that I would like to use, is like refurbished, right? Refurbished is when you take something that's old and worn and you try to make it look like it did in its original glory. And to me, that's what, whenever you're doing these classic movies like this, that's what your goal should be, is to make it look like it should, not like James Cameron, who tries to make it look like he shot it today on a 4K camera. So the transfer is fantastic on this. The colors are great, a little bit of grain, but you can still see all of the detail. The dark scenes, you know, they might be a little on the grayish side. They're not very dark, but overall, I don't think it's anything that distracts or takes away from it. The audio, fresh Atmos mix. I mean, it's okay. To be honest with you, I don't have a Blu-ray copy, so I can't compare it to what 5.1. I don't know if it's Dolby Digital or if it's a DTS HD on the Blu-ray, but I have no comparison. I just have a DVD copy. But it's okay. It does the job. The only overheads I really heard was music, and I can't really remember hearing anything else other than music. And I did find the dialogue sometimes, especially Freddy's dialogue, is really, really low at times. Like, it's kind of hard to understand what he's saying. So yeah, the audio is a little disappointing. I was excited when I heard an Atmos mix. I take that back. I did hear Freddy whispering to what's her name, Nancy, at the beginning, and I think it came overhead. But overall, a little bit of a disappointing mix on the audio, but you know, it's a 1984 movie and they can't all be zingers, right? So yeah, if you don't have it, I definitely suggest it, especially if you're coming from a DVD. If you have the Blu-ray, I'm not sure what the Blu-ray looks like, but I can't imagine it looks this good. This is a really good transfer, probably like a 9 if I had to give it a grade. Next up, from 1985, The Return of the Living Dead. Look at that artwork. This is the third release, from what I understand, of this 4K for this movie. Not quite sure why, but I was never able to get the others. Like I could have gotten the last one, but I didn't pull the trigger. I don't know why. But when I saw this Steelbook, I knew that that this is the one that I wanted. But anyway, Shout Factory comes with the Blu-ray, a Blu-ray with special features, and the 4K disc. Now this movie looks excellent. This is probably a 9.5. If Nightmare on Elm Street's a 9, this has to be a 9.5 or maybe even a 10. But movies that are virtually the same age, I mean, this was just a year later. The audio in this one is a 5.1 DTS mix. I'm sure it's the same mix that's been around since its first Blu-ray, but it sounds really good. It's dynamic. It has decent bass. The music sounds really good. If you know the musical score in this movie, you know what I'm talking about. All of that sounds awesome. So no fresh Atmos mix or anything, but I think it's perfectly fine like it is. But the layer, you know, you still see a little bit of grain. The colors are really, really good in this one, and the dark scenes are much better in this movie than in Nightmare on Elm Street, which is why I give it a little bit of an edge. They both look great, but Return of the Living Dead 4K looks a little bit better than A Nightmare on Elm Street. So both of them, you know, neither one of them got, or excuse me, Nightmare on Elm Street got the Atmos mix, but it's not very, And then Return of the Living Dead didn't get a mix, but the 5.1 mix is definitely good enough. So that's my review on these two. I suggest you get them if you don't have them, especially if you like these movies. A Nightmare on Elm Street is a classic. Return of the Living Dead might be a little bit of a niche, but I like it. It's not my favorite, but it's really cool. It's a horror comedy. So yeah, I suggest getting both of these if you don't have them. All right, guys, with that, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I'll catch you on the next one.